This laptop is born for gaming. It is the future. It is trendy and turbulent.
Introducing the Thunderobot, the cheapest RTX 5060 laptop we could find. Is it actually worth picking up, especially with that awesome art? It's not art, what am I talking about? But is it actually worth picking up, especially with those awesome catchphrases? We'll talk about that after a word from today's sponsor. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring today's video. More on that later and how we use it for our PC selling business, PC Bros.
So guys, we're no strangers to RTX 50 series laptops. We've actually checked out multiple by now and they're really starting to hit the market, but they are expensive. I'm talking RTX 5050 laptops being over $1,000. So this one being $1,100 for 5060 may not be too bad.
Let's go over some of the key specs while Jackson opens up this laptop. The main thing with this laptop is, again, we paid $1,099 for it with an i7-13620H, which is a 10-core, 16-threaded processor. Features the RTX 5060, 16 gigs of DDR5 memory, a 512 gig SSD, Wi-Fi 6 on board, and a 17.3-inch 2560 by 1440 display at 165 Hertz.
Doesn't sound too bad on paper, but I guess when you're spending like $1,000, you probably hope for like high refresh rate and some of the other basic specs like that.
You would hope so. I'm actually impressed to see a 1440p display. I was really expecting like 1080p with something at this price point, so that's pretty cool to see, but this is a very generic, as you can see, laptop.
Yeah, interesting. It's a brand we've never heard of, but they are using a name brand adapter, using a light on, which is usually an OEM for other laptop power bricks. We're looking at 180 watts, so it's definitely not shy on the wattage, but it's not huge, which is nice.
Now, Thunderobot is a brand that I found on Reddit. Some people talking about it from years ago, picking up different models of this laptop and saying that the experience was good, but normally the battery life is horrible, which, to be fair, gaming laptops' battery life is normally pretty bad. But everything else seems to be good so far. It's kind of what the Amazon reviews and Reddit is saying.
I like the back of this instantly just makes me think Alienware. You know, like how you normally have like the Alien logo right in the middle there. It's definitely giving like some Alienware vibes.
Oh, this looks like something we have to read.
Yeah. Well, what I like though is that it's not. I feel like a lot of these no-name brand laptops, they're like there's no branding. Like they don't even have stickers, and it kind of freaks me out. I like that this one actually looks like it could be a name brand.
It's not like a total rebrand just from an OEM laptop.
Okay. No, we got a monologue about this company.
Hey, just cutting in here real quick because they often read these things in hopes of finding silly things written on there. What they didn't expect to see this time is just the most passionate and romantic fan fiction written down the back of that paper. So it was so intense. All I could do is show you a small crossfade of them reading it while we skip it. Sorry about that. It was either that or just actually boring, so I'm skipping it for you, but I'll let your imagination fill in the blank.
Wow, that's a lot of passion right there, and that's cool. I mean, I'm glad they included it. Again, if you're spending this much on a laptop from a brand you don't normally know, again, you're probably just browsing on Amazon and you found this laptop, and that's why you're watching this review. You kind of want to learn more about it and the company itself.
So we got a backlit keyboard that, RGB, pretty cool touch, okay. I noticed too that their email is cs@pconlineus.com, so I'm wondering if this is like a parent company, you know, that owns them maybe?
Now we got a lot of RGB in the back as well.
This goes kind of crazy, even more Alienware-like.
So you got the Alien, or whatever it is, the robot, the Alien robot. I have Alienware on my mind right now.
Embrace democracy, or you will be eradicated.
But the RGB glow looks pretty cool, and we'll talk about all the ports this thing has to offer once this thing gets powered on. But this is a slightly bigger laptop than we're used to, a 17-inch display. So again, we just looked at an 18-inch display, which we did really like for those who are not used to the small displays that gaming laptops normally come with. But this is a good middle ground.
Yeah, we got a webcam, speakers. We'll have to test out the speakers because this looks like a speaker grill, but this is just vinyl. So there's no ventilation, no speakers or anything up top. So I don't know if they're going to be maybe like down here or what, but we'll test out the webcam, the speakers, everything. And then, we're in Windows. We already did, spoiler alert, get some stuff downloaded on this. But let's go ahead and check out the resolution, the refresh rate, and verify some specs here. So check out the resolution, 2560 by 1440 at 165 Hertz. I can't complain about that in a laptop, and we're max brightness right now, and I gotta say, I mean, we're not in a game yet, but it is pretty bright.
One thing to mention as well with this laptop is it comes with like no bloatware. It's the most basic of Windows installs. When I launched this thing up for the first time, all it had was NVIDIA app on it, and that's pretty much it, which I love to see, and that's one of the benefits of these. I guess these companies don't have the connections yet to get extra money by putting bloatware on laptops. Please don't start, because this is a really cool change of pace to see in the gaming laptop space.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, we say that because most of the time when you see like McAfee and Avast, they just have contracts with these companies, they get paid to do it.
Yep.
I was trying to open up, they have like their own, I'm assuming this is theirs, their own control center.
Oh, so it's on entertainment mode right now.
Let's go performance.
It could just be a very, let's see if it actually opens up, or it could be just like a lightweight background app that just, now it's on performance mode, whatever that means.
Huh, yeah, I don't know.
We're on battery too, so it could be, you know.
Yep.
Here it
does
is.
open.
Here comes the control center.
Well, we'll look at this real quick before we look at this. This is kind of cool, actually. So I don't know whose control center this is. Right away, my brain said Gigabyte, but I'm like, this is not Gigabyte Control Center. But here's our specs. We got 13620H, 5060. I like this tachometer. It's like a legit tachometer. We got our temp over here. We can change modes. We'll keep it on performance once we plug it in. Oh, look, we can change cooling and stuff too. We can probably hotkey that.
Turn off the touchpad if you want to, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is like our function row basically down here, and then some more tachometers over there. It's pretty goofy, but I like that. It's cool. Oh, and then here we go. We can change, macros, hotkeys, stuff like that. Change your profiles. Let's see. Here's our like battery profiles, and then I'm assuming, look at that full RGB on the keyboard. We can do any colors. Is that actually changing? Yeah, changing on the fly.
Yeah, it's changing on the fly.
Let's go max brightness. See how she looks.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad. Okay, pretty cool. We'll go back to our blue. I kind of liked the blue. Oh, look, you can change when the keyboard goes to sleep. This is not a bad software. I don't know how cumbersome it is, but pretty cool. All right, specs. Matt, i7 13620H. Dude, do we have money for this?
10 core, 16 thread, baby.
It's basically like a desktop i5, like a 12 chin. Okay, and then we got 16 gigs. It is dual channel. We have our 512 gig Kingston drive, or not Kingston. Kioxia. Is that a Gen 4, do we know?
Gen 4.
Gen 4. All right, Gen 4 confirmed 512 gig. This is our RTX 5060, which gets 8 gigs of dedicated VRAM. And of course, we got our integrated Intel graphics for when we're not really doing anything graphic intensive. So
nice.
Looking pretty good. All the specs are confirmed. They're there.
Nice. So everything looks good. Let's go over all the ports real quick so you guys know what you can plug into this laptop. And then from there, we'll do our patented webcam test so you guys can see what this webcam looks like. See if it calls the robots.
All right, to go over the ports, on the right side of the laptop, we got USB 3. We have USB Type-C that is also display out and charging. On the back of the laptop, we have an Ethernet, we have our DC power in, we got an HDMI out, we have a mini display port, we have a Kensington lock, you guys know I like the ports in the back. And then on the left side, we have a USB 3, we got a USB 2, we have a combo headphone jack, so actually a pretty good amount of ports in this laptop.
It is time to see what this webcam is all about. All right, guys, this is the webcam test. Looks pretty good. Hopefully it sounds all right. I mean, you know.
I hope so.
We're doing a shake test. Shake test.
Earthquake! All right, well, you guys know what time it is. It's time for the patented scream test.
3, 2, 1.
Well, hopefully that sounded good and clear. Just like today's sponsor, Shopify.
Shopify!
We have been using Shopify for over 5 years, and they have always made selling things super simple and transparent.
And just like us, you don't need to know what you're doing to start selling on Shopify. All you need is a product or service to sell, and you're good to go.
And if you want to get really fancy like us, you can even have an in-person store using Shopify. And you can get Shopify POS stuff that all connects back to your store.
Shopify also has super simple inventory management. As you can see, we manage all these graphics cards that we buy for our gaming PCs, along with discounted shipping rates on a wide range of shipping platforms.
Oh, and it's super easy to post items for sale. You can do it all from your smartphone, which makes it super quick and easy. We use Shopify for the PC Bros website, so everything is all in one app, which is super amazing for a busy team like ours. So guys, quit coming up with excuses and be your own boss today. Use the link down below to go ahead and start using Shopify today. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into it. All right, we're in Doom the Dark Ages, and we are currently running that native res of 2560 by 1440 at 165 refresh rate. Obviously not the easiest resolution to run. It's definitely gonna be a good amount harder than 1080p, so can't really compare this 5060 laptop to like a normal, even cheaper 1080p one that may come out in the future, but we're running Doom, and native and no upscaling is playable. We're only getting about 41 FPS. So far, no major stutters or lockups. I'm going to show you guys, of course. We got to test out some DLSS with some frame gen because this game loves that.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting to note that a lot of these 5060 laptops, even that are more expensive, will just come with a 1080p display. So having 1440p is one, going to make it a little bit harder on the laptop, but two, it is a bit of versatility. For those games that are a bit older, you could run native 1440p and look great, and on the same size. I mean, people sell laptops that are 1080p at this size. You could just go to 1080p if you want to and get better performance, but upscaling is your friend.
So now that you guys got a little bit of a running tutorial, we're going to go ahead and up the settings a little bit. So by up the settings, I actually mean I'm going to help it out. And let's try performance, and we'll turn frame gen to 2 times. We'll see how that looks. So this should look pretty decent. We're kind of favoring getting more FPS than we are quality, but I think at 1440p it's probably still pretty good.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, all right. So now we're getting about 100 and, let's call it like 105, like 110 FPS. It's crazy going from getting 40 FPS where I was like, yeah, it's playable, like it's not great. This is like just buttery smooth. The refresh rate is looking really good. We're not even utilizing the full refresh rate right now. I mean, we're dropping a little below 100, but yeah, this is definitely the way to play it. You know, having a little bit of DLSS, some frame gen, it's gonna be most of your AAA titles. You know, we hate to say it, but it looks just as good. You don't really get any delay or anything, so it's not a competitive game, guys. It's all good.
Yeah, I feel like it's very important with laptops to have that ability because you know what, might as well get the most FPS you can. But yeah, Doom's looking pretty solid, taking advantage of DLSS. Oh, we're getting some kills
We
here.
got an enemy finally, thank goodness.
We're gonna run through the tutorial,
And
guys.
now we're back to, yeah, we don't know what happened. For some reason, all of our saves are gone, but like everything's dead. I don't know. Yeah, Doom's looking pretty good. So, you know, without any upscaling at that native res, at, you know, more respectable, like medium higher settings, you're gonna be looking at not the most playable, like 40 FPS, but if you're willing to do some upscaling, DLSS, frame gen, we're looking at 100 plus FPS, guys.
Next game. All right, guys, we are now testing a more demanding game on this laptop. We have Spider-Man 2, and I will say, I am swinging for the fences with the start of this. We're really running some high settings here, but that allows me to dial back and show you guys what this thing is probably designed to run. But we're currently running 1440p, the native resolution of this display, with DLSS set to a dynamic render scale of, DLSS set to the target resolution of 60, which I'm gonna turn that off and actually set it to balanced, just to see if that'll help out a little bit. We are using the Transformer model. We have a new 50 series GPU, of course. And then we are using the high preset with high ray tracing, which is still low ray tracing. It's the same thing. Spider-Man always does this. But we're gonna see if this is playable with some ray tracing enabled. Questionable. I'll say it's questionable because we are getting dips. Yeah, there you go. This is the part where it normally does dip into the 30s. I will say one thing though, and I was noticing it while Jackson was playing. This display is pretty nice. It's actually a pretty nice looking display. I mean, obviously when you cram 1440p into a 17-inch display, it's gonna look really sharp because I could honestly run 1080p on this and have a very sharp experience. But now that I'm seeing 1440p on it, it's gonna not look as great when I switch. So I really think upscaling is gonna be your friend here to get the most out of this laptop. And realistically, should a 5060 have a 1440p display? Probably not, but it's still cool that they did include it, and you do have the option to go down to 1080p if you want to, and for the older games, it'll make your older games look much better. They'll run perfectly fine on a 5060. Now, again, at some points we're getting 60 FPS here, but I would say realistically, we're in like the 40s to 50s. Could you play that way? Yeah, but the dips into the 30s are gonna be a bit harsh. Just before we turn off ray tracing, let's try some frame gen. So do a little frame gen here, hit apply. Now this game is very, very good with frame gen, and you'll see why. Look at this. It looks so freaking good. Yeah, so we're getting about 80 FPS with frame gen. Feels very smooth. Now, again, not a lot of people like frame gen, but for those who are playing single player titles, especially this game, which was designed on console with frame gen in mind, all the movement and everything just feels fine with frame gen. It feels incredibly playable and allows you to take advantage of the beautiful ray trace reflections and also maintain a nice frame rate. So I personally would probably run frame gen and run these exact settings until I started encountering any issues where I feel like I was having some latency, but we'll see. Do I have any latency here? Let's find out. And even then, it's still not perfect. I mean, as you can see, we're hanging on 60 FPS, but we're close to dipping at some point. With this game, if you're locked at 60, I'm really happy. I played through this whole game on the PS5 when it first came out at 60 FPS, and it's perfect that way. So if you can target 60 FPS with this, you're gonna be really, really happy with your overall FPS. The gameplay experience is just gonna be great. Wait, do I not have any more things? Oh, that's fine, let's do this. Whew. I feel like I need to do my PC playthrough on this game. But I'm kind of in the middle of playing another game right now, so maybe not. All right, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off frame gen. I'm going to leave DLSS on because I think this is a DLSS title, especially at 1440p. But when we turn off frame gen, I'm also going to go ahead and turn off ray tracing, which will help us a lot, especially in the VRAM department. The 5060 from our testing gets really abused when it comes to ray tracing, especially in Spider-Man, because most of the GPUs we have will spike up all the way up to 13 or 14 gigs of VRAM being used. NVIDIA, maybe make the 5060 a little better. Just saying, but that's a topic for another video again. But we are still on the Transformer Balanced DLSS at 1440p high settings. So if you're someone who doesn't care too much about ray tracing, but I will say in this game, ray tracing does look pretty dang good. You get really, really cool reflections. You can just run this, lock the FPS to 60 if you wanted to, or even like this. I'm not really feeling the harsh stutters that you normally would experience. And you'll have a really good time doing so. You don't need to upgrade anything with this laptop to be able to play these kind of games out of the box. So, hey, looking pretty dang good so far. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is do a quick little teardown for you all to see what kind of upgrade options we have, what this laptop looks like under the hood, and then we're gonna run some other built-in benchmarks to confirm the performance of this laptop, see if there's any issues along the way. But again, this video isn't gonna be able to test the long-term reliability of this laptop out of the box and playing games like we have. It's been good, but you know, with a brand like this, you don't really know what customer service and long-term support's gonna be. So it's up to you at home if it's worth picking up and taking that risk per se with this laptop, with doing some more research on the brand. But all in all, it's looking pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and get to the teardown and see what's inside this laptop. All right, guys, opening up this laptop is very straightforward. All you gotta do is remove all the screws on the back of the laptop. In total, you have 4 on the bottom, 2 up from that, 3 more above that, and 4 more at the top. Once you remove all those screws, it's very easy to remove the back panel and get access to, well, all the upgrade options. Now, when I open it up, this speaker just flopped around and apparently it's just being held in by pressure. And these little like rubber holders came off and it was quite difficult to get back together. But other than that, you can see all the upgrade options that we have here. So we do have our 2 RAM slots, which are fully populated. So if you are going to want to upgrade RAM, you're going to want to get a whole new kit. 32 gigs is pretty affordable nowadays if you want that upgrade. You do see our NVMe that is installed over here, and we can also get another NVMe to install over here. There is no 2.5-inch slot, so you're really limited to only upgrading to 1 more NVMe, but that's pretty straightforward. But honestly, for this laptop spec, that is pretty solid, and everything looks pretty normal. It looks like a normal gaming laptop with decent upgrade options for RAM and storage, and this weird speaker thing that I struggled to put back together. So now we've done the teardown, let's go ahead and bring Jackson back in here and wrap this video up and talk more about the rest of the benchmarks we ran on this device.
All right, we just got done benchmarking this Thunderobot laptop, and I gotta say, I'm surprised. It's actually pretty good for the price. We didn't have any issues really. We didn't really test the battery life out a ton because honestly, when you're gaming on any laptop, you really should have it plugged in. And if you're on the go, you should probably just get a handheld anyways.
Let's talk about some other benchmarks we ran on this thing and then come to our conclusion about the laptop, because the price is really what sets this apart from other ones on the market. We ran CS2 1440p low settings and got an average of 333 FPS with 1% low of 131. Marvel Rivals 1440p with medium DLSS set to balanced. I'm getting an average of 88 FPS with a 1% low of 53.
And for 30-mark time spot, we got a score of 11,110. And that score brings us to a 10 cents per point score, which for a laptop's pretty good. You got everything you need on it.
Now with this being the cheapest option, you can't spend a little more money and get some laptops from offerings like HP and Lenovo, but we're looking at around $1,200. We just purchased one for a PC Bros customer. But an HP Omen 16L you can find for a little under $1,200. So it really depends. Do you go with the name brand, spend maybe $100 more, or do you go with this budget option? I want to hear from you guys by letting me know in the comments down below. And if you do want to buy this, link in the description down below will be affiliate links. They will help us out.
But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyRoast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
So this laptop will likely be for sale at PCBros.tech, as most of the Toasty Bros stuff featured here in the channel. So make sure you guys check out the website because you can find some good deals.
PCBros.tech. We sell the stuff we feature here on the YouTube channel and a bunch of other stuff ready to go with great prices and great customer support. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You will save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.